Ignition. We have liftoff of OneWeb's Launch 11. Let's just enjoy that. What a view. 36 more satellites on the way up into low Earth orbit. Maurizio, how do you feel when you see that?
Always gives me goosebumps. I've seen many launches, but every time is exciting as the first time. So right now you are seeing the boosters doing all the work, pushing up against Earth's gravity, and they will burn in just under 2 minutes, 1 minute and 58 seconds.
Okay, gotcha. Now the rocket's already going incredibly fast, and it's going to go faster and faster. It's going to keep accelerating. How do you keep those satellites safe and snug in the top there?
Yeah. So right now, as you're saying, the satellites are safe and snug inside the fairing, and they are experiencing an acceleration of 4 Gs, which is similar to riding an extreme white-knuckle roller coaster. Mm-hmm. There is still a long way to go, 4 hours journey, before all the 36 satellites will be released.
Gotcha. And can you talk us through how they get there then from low Earth orbit up?
Yeah. So the satellites are released, but not all at once. So they are released in a predetermined sequence of 9 separations. Each separation consists of 4 satellites, with the first release starting 1 hour and 18 minutes into the mission, and the last one, the 9th and final, occurring at 3 hours and 51 minutes into the mission. They are released at an altitude just 450 kilometers above the Earth. And it takes them several weeks to reach the nominal operational altitude of 1,200 kilometers, slowly moving in an upward spiral. Once a satellite is released, its onboard computer wakes up and communicates with the team at our Satellite Operations Center.
Fantastic. Now, we are hopefully about to get first stage booster separation. Vincent, are you receiving information from the rocket there?
Yes, Greg. So indeed, we are getting information from the teams in the CVI. So CVI mean...
just happened there. Look, Vincent, we saw it on the live cameras. We've got a couple there. That was amazing.
Yeah, so the operational team, yes, is tracking the launcher and receive the telemetry data from it, so they can consequently confirm when major events have occurred.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Maurizio, this is just the start of the journey, as you were just saying. What happens next?
So we just saw the boosters, separated. We don't need them anymore, and it's all part of the plan of shedding weight. So they use all their propellant, and now we have liberated the rocket from that weight.
Gotcha. Vincent, everything nominal? Just a quick check-in.
Yes. So we are. We have the maximum acceleration level. Yes, at the end of the first stage flight. So. The first stage of the launcher consists in 4 boosters arranged around the central core, so 45 tons each, and each powered by one RD-107A engine and producing a total thrust of 340 tons at liftoff. So the job is to get the launcher away from the Earth. So everything is okay right now. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I think fairing separation should be happening about now as well. Maurizio, tell us about that.
Yeah, it should happen in a few seconds, and please interrupt me when you say it. So right now, the 36 OneWeb satellites are sitting at the top of the Soyuz launcher.
There it is. Just saw it there on the live cameras.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see it. It's fantastic seeing it live from space.
Yeah.
Right? So our 36 satellites are sitting, as we like to say, warm and cozy on the top of the rocket, and until a few moments ago inside the fairing. So the fairing has several jobs. Most notably, it's protecting the satellites from severe conditions of the launch and the atmosphere. There are acoustic vibrations at liftoff, and also friction when the launcher is flying through the dense part of the atmosphere at very high speed. At present altitude, there is little atmosphere, so no need to maintain the fairing on the launcher to protect the satellites. As we've seen, the fairing is liberated. For the first time, we would be able to see our satellites if we were there. And the satellites are attached to a central dispenser in a configuration that resembles a cone on a knob.
Yeah, I love that idea of the corn on the cob with the satellites kind of around them. So, Vincent, you've seen fairing separation. I think any second now we should get the second stage separation. We're keeping our eyes peeled for that one.
Yes, so the fairing separation is confirmed, of course, and so the second stage is now
There it is.
Separated, or yes,
Yeah.
it will be confirmed in few seconds. So it will be, yes, it is confirmed. So it is the turn of the third stage to burn now. So the third stage is powered by one RD 124 engine, producing a thrust of 30 tons. And it will burn for approximately 4 minutes and 30 seconds now.
Brilliant. Well, there it goes. Third stage burning for, as you say, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I tell you what, Vincent, this would be a great time for you to give us one of your trademark summaries of what we've seen so far, but also everything we're going to see for the remainder of the mission, please.
Yes, so the today's mission of the Soyuz started with the 4 booster phase for a duration of 2 minutes approximately. So after their separation, the second stage of the launcher, that is to say the core stage, took the reins during less than 3 minutes, and the fairing is then jettisoned. Few seconds before separation of the core stage, the third stage is ignited, and the central core is then separated. 9 minutes and 22 seconds after liftoff, the third stage will be separated from the nose module. So the nose module includes the frigate upper stage, the dispenser, and the 36 OneWeb satellites. The frigate upper stage mission will start with the first ignition of its main engine in order to reach an intermediate transfer orbit, followed by a long ballistic phase. A second ignition will be performed for circularization and injection into the satellite separation orbit. The satellite release sequence will start with first the separation of the 4 satellites integrated on the top conical part of the dispenser, and then successive separations of the 32 satellites integrated on the cylindrical part of the dispenser from the top row to the bottom row, and 4 satellites at once. So as illustrated on the 3D animation, it means that 9 separation events are necessary for the complete release of the 36 satellites. And between each separation event, the sequence is identical. So we have 19 minutes, which consist in a series of maneuvers. First, a tilting of the nose module, then a boost of the frigate attitude control system with a very small delta V during few seconds, in order to ensure enough distance between the satellites and then avoid any collision. Then a new tilting of the nose module to the required orientation for the satellite separation. And the separation is ordered by the frigate upper stage, so a smooth separation ensured by relaxation of specific springs. So the end of this complex release sequence occurs a little bit less than 4 hours after the liftoff, with the ninth and last satellite separation.
Thank you for that mission summary, Vincent. It blows my mind that could be planned and executed. It's amazing. Thank you, Vincent. Maurizio, we're approaching the end of the third stage burn, which means we'll soon get the third stage separation. So while we're waiting for that to happen, can you give us a bit of an update on the deployment of the ground network?
Well, Greg, the key element of the ground network infrastructure, one of the key elements, are the satellite access portals, the SAPs as we call them. And they are distributed in a network across the globe that will enable commercial service introduction and continuous connectivity at latitudes higher than 50 degrees north by the end of the year.
And just while we're waiting for that separation, tell me a little bit more about that spiral journey from 450 to 1,200 kilometers. How is that controlled within the satellite?
So each satellite has a propulsion system, a little thruster that is responsible to raise the orbit from 450 kilometers to 1,200 kilometers. And it's also responsible at the end of the operational lifetime of the mission to bring the satellite back into the atmosphere, which goes back to our vision and mantra of leave no trace in space.
Well, let's eyes peeled onto the live cams, looking for third stage separation. I want to try to catch this one live as it happens. Yeah, so there's that one little one little thruster, as you say, and then it's a kind of a gyroscopic system inside to tilt the satellite in the right direction.
Well, we have sensors and actuators. Sensors that are necessary to detect the attitude of the satellite, and a series of actuators, magnetic coils, and reaction wheels that are used to reorient the satellite and having the satellite pointing in the direction that we need for the various operations, various phases.
Amazing engineering. Vincent, let's go back to you for a mission update. How's everything looking?
Yes, so the third stage is now separated, and the frigate upper stage is now getting ready to switch on its main engine. So the first step, this first step is called the pre-burn phase for a duration of 55 seconds. So it's giving a quick burst of acceleration to push the fluids back in the tank. So this is the first step of the frigate mission. The first ignition of the frigate main engine enables to inject the nose module into an intermediate transfer orbit. So it is an elliptical orbit, and the duration of this boost is just over 5 minutes. So we will be able to confirm the ignitions of the main engine in few seconds, yes.
Great stuff. Thank you so much. Well, we're now looking at an animation. You can see that, that frigate ignition. Maurizio, what happens after that?
Well, Greg, the next phase of the journey is about to start. The frigate is really the smartest part of the rocket with its own brain, and it will execute a series of separations. This is like a school bus drop-off, as it will release 4 satellites per stop in a series of 9 separations in total, as Vincent was explaining earlier on. And note that as our celestial bus has only 1 gear, is a bit funny, and after each drop-off it becomes lighter, the frigate will have to fire its engine for a shorter period of time after each separation. So once the satellites are released, the onboard computer wakes them up, and the team at the Satellite Operations Center takes control of the satellites.